fine girl means nothing to me anymore.
Nothing.
Because in this Lagos,
absolutely nothing.
if you see, by the time we step out in Lekki here, you'll see fine woman. There's fine.
Let me tell you, I don't even see
everywhere.
I don't see fine women anymore. I just see bills.
Alright, what's up, y'all? Welcome to the soon-to-be greatest podcast out here in Nigeria and the world, Menisms, featuring my boy
Murewa Ogunkoya
and myself, Michael Scenario, and we are out here. Welcome. This is episode 1. Welcome.
Yep.
We actually are doing this finally.
Good one.
So, before we continue, what's this podcast all about? Like, people need to know.
I mean, so it's everything men, everything to do with what men cannot talk about in public, everything to do with what men try to talk about in public but don't really get the spotlight, everything to do with what men think they're talking about but actually don't let the truth out in the public. So.
And I was going to say what we're going to actually be is honest.
Extremely honesty.
And actually say the real perspective, because I feel like a lot of podcasts are out there that you just say general views of things, but we're actually going to share our stories. We're actually going to be a little vulnerable because a lot of men aren't, especially Nigerian men. I feel like we're trying to break a stigma also for Nigerian men. We're trying to actually paint us in a good light. So, hopefully this is what we'll do today.
Yeah.
But let's start it off, my bro. First topic we're going to start today is a very controversial one, and it scares me to talk about because obviously we're in the pool right now of people, but dating in Lagos. Now, the reason this is so hard to talk about is because there's problems dating everywhere. Everybody has their good and bad, but in the city of Lagos, dating here is like trying to find gold in a gold mine. Diamonds, or should I say, in a gold mine.
Yeah, well,
does that make sense?
To be fair, it is. I mean, you could actually even also look at it as trying to find gold in a gold mine, because shit, if you're in a gold mine and still looking for gold, that's where we are in Lagos.
No, because the thing is, there's options. Like, that's why I say the goes the women. There's options. Like, I can't speak for the women, but I can speak for the men at least. There's options. Women in this Lagos, beautiful girls, all ages, all sizes, all types. So there's good and bad in that, in terms of there's too many options. But at the same time, there's options physically, but are there enough options exactly that people don't really talk about? So, like, where do we start off? Let's start off with this. Are you single or taken?
Very single.
You're very single.
Yeah, I've been single for a
So
minute.
nobody can claim you outside.
Nobody can.
So somebody should claim you.
So now, I mean, some people can attempt to claim me as a different thing.
Your answer changed now. If you're single, you say with confidence and a certain...
I'm very single, but if someone claims me, that's one thing. If they're claiming me rightly and I'm agreeing to it, that's another thing entirely. Because people are claiming Trey Songz doesn't mean that they're actually dating.
That's very true. Yeah.
So perspective.
I see what you did there. But so if that's the case, then how long have you been single?
September this year will make it 5 years. Yeah, I'm gonna take that one in. Yeah,
You're really enjoying it.
Yeah, perspective.
Why has it been 5 years, if you don't mind me asking? Is it that you haven't found somebody, you're doing your own thing, or you're waiting to a certain point?
Okay, so definitely not waiting to a certain point.
Okay.
So sometimes you may find someone, then you just find out that the energy is a little different, or you find the person, but then they're not in the same space to want to get in a relationship when you are.
Yeah.
Right. Or it could also be that you're not really in the space to get in a relationship when you find the person that wants to get, So it's a lot of things, and I think
for you, we want to know for you.
Yeah, well, for me in particular, I think it's been a very long self-discovery journey. So there's so many things about myself that I'm still really like getting introduced to that, over time, because I'm being molded by my society, I don't have my own identity. And so, I'm beginning to see a lot of all that stuff now.
And I respect you just said something now about that self-discovery, because I feel like a lot of times women, when they're going through their self-discovery journey, like, especially because of like content now, like social media and TikTok, I see so many women actually showcasing their self-discovery journey and all that. As a man, you don't really showcase those things. And even when we say that to women, when we're dating,
looks like an excuse.
Exactly.
So, and that's why I decided to take myself away from that dating scene, so that I don't have to explain to anyone that, this phase I'm going through is because I'm just going through this for the first time, and it's new to me and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So at least, even though I know I can't experience everything, I'll experience a very good handful. So when I'm getting back into dating someone or being in a relationship, I know that I have myself in check. So there's nothing I'm doing that is confusing to me as well, right? So even when someone asks me how I'm going to react to something, I'm like, okay, you know what? I wouldn't have experienced this 5 years ago, but I experienced it like 2 years ago, and it's a new thing, and this is how I handled it. I think I handled it poorly, but that's how I handled it.
And you're how old?
I'm 30 now. I'll be 31 in May.
Okay, yeah, we still got time. That's
Yeah,
the thing.
so
We're men.
that's why I'm
we're
like-
building our age.
That's why I'm like not waiting to a certain time. That's definitely not it.
okay.
Yeah. So
like, so for me now, I've been single it'll be a year now. It'll be a year
okay.
and 2 months, 3 months.
how long
or
was
so.
this relationship?
It was 3 years, 4 years. So
One of them ones.
It was beautiful.
Okay.
It was nice. It
One of
was
them ones. Okay.
just situations happen, like long distance, all that. But it's all love. But being single now is like you said. I think I'm in the process, but I went through the major stage of finding myself this whole year. And at the same time, like I can admit now, like in the beginning, a lot of girls wanted to date, but I knew I couldn't date them because I'm not in the right mental space. You get what I'm saying? And I'm still finding myself. And even that, I feel like later on in the year, like you said, when I started actually being okay to date, I know I'm not there right now because I've seen what it takes to actually have a relationship. And there's a lot of, like you say, commitment, a lot of sacrifice in a good way, which I don't mind. But I want to be in a place that I'm settled to really now go all in for that. Because when I went all in before, I had to sacrifice some of my dreams, all that. And I'm sure vice versa. And until you actually accomplish what you want to, it's a very big decision if you want to sacrifice those dreams. But
it is.
In Lagos, it's been fun, but it's not fun at the same time, being single.
All right.
Because being abroad now, like the only time I was ever single was abroad.
Okay.
Right? And being single there is fun to me because, like I say, in London or America, like, as much as we say the Nigerian men thing is universal, it's not really focused upon about this what men are doing, this what men are doing. And I can have talks with girls that it's sort of like we chilling as friends.
There's no pre-perspective on what a Nigerian man is.
Exactly. Compared to here now,
there's already that judgment.
Now, don't
Before
get it
you
twisted.
even open your mouth and say your name.
Now, here's the funny thing. Nigerian girls at the same time are still some of the most chilled girls I've met because they're real and honest. It's even Nigerian girls that made me even like toughen up a bit more because they're honest. But the problem is, before you get to that coolness, you will break this wall, break this, and then that's sometimes I even say, why do you think men sometimes get tired? Because by the time he's broken all these walls to finally get to know you, and let's say something happens, we fatigued ourselves from trying to break every wall from your past relationship, past experiences, and all that. I've been guilty of that.
Yeah,
like I've been trying. Eventually,
like nah,
energy has gone.
Yeah,
and especially in Lagos too, it's like, because everybody has a pre-concept of things, it's like you don't even want to even date again because like if I have to be doing
before
this,
I even starts, I already know what it might end as. So I think that now brings us to the first possible question on this topic, which is what is dating, right? I mean, so I imagine when this airs, like, I want to hear people's opinions on what dating is. Like, I want to see what people actually think dating. Because I mean, that is the purpose of this, right? Let's see what
very political topic.
Let's see what people call dating. But I mean, for the purpose of this podcast, we're going to talk about what we think dating is. So I'll go first.
Go ahead.
So I'll say that my idea of dating kind of has. Well, of course, it has to be respect to the Lagos mindset because dating everywhere else is kind of different. So I understand. If you tell someone you're dating in the US or dating in the UK, they see it as going on multiple dates.
You know what? Let's not even do that before they come. Because you know what's funny? Again, TikTok has shown me, we're all as bad though. It's just that Lagos, the highlight is just pushed up.
Exactly. Dating, from how I understand it, in Lagos is...
In Lagos. Keyword, in Lagos.
In Lagos.
Key phrase.
So dating in Lagos is you have to be... So you guys are together and you're exclusively together. That is, the person is your girlfriend, you're their boyfriend. That's what I understand as... So
if that title... So just to emphasize on what you just said, if that title of boyfriend, girlfriend is not there... Then you guys are not dating. You're just seeing. You're just seeing each other. So, all right, you said it yourself.
So seeing, or you're seeing the person, you're talking to the person, there's no exclusivity. You guys are just going out on dates, hanging out every now and then, probably even being a little bit more.
So with you saying that now, when you say that if you're seen, she can date whoever she wants, still at the same time, and you can date whoever you want at the same time.
I'm only gonna be able to speak personally. So
Yes,
for me, it's a hot yes. Like she can see whoever she needs to see, and that should interpret as I can see whoever I want to see. So yeah.
And one thing to add to what you said is, as a man, most times as men, we know if we really want to date a girl or not.
Yep, that's correct.
Because when we start talking to you or seeing you, whichever one, because even you now saying this is like, I don't want to think of Lagos definition, but you have to. It's realistic. If not, you'll be hurt. Let's be real, because a lot of people don't want to hear what you just said.
Yeah, I know.
But if you don't put it the way you said it, they end up hurt, which is a lot of people.
Yep.
But until you have that boyfriend, girlfriend, everybody's single here because, like you said, you've not put. I see it. Even women have been the ones to explain to me, saying, "Look, you've not made it a thing that you want to be mine, so I'm allowed to date whoever I want." And I'm like, it's only men. It's us men that make it a problem because of our egos that will be like, why is she dating somebody else? Meanwhile, you're seeing another girl at the same time. I've been guilty of it too. So it's like, now I've realized, like you said, now, if we seeing each other, like we go out on dates and all that, but I'm not your boyfriend, girlfriend, I can't hold you to anything. I enjoy being with you. I like you. But if I've not said, be my girl, be my guy, hey, we just seeing. But like you said, that dating, until I say, and even for me dating, like I said, as a man, you would know when you really want to date somebody because you block out everybody. Like I've been there. The girls I've liked, like I've blocked out every other girl for them. But unfortunately, by the time you date, you see some signs, like you say, that you'd be like, bruh, I don't know if I really want this long term and all that. So,
yeah.
But let me ask you a question with dating now. It's something we don't like to even talk about. Do you feel like sex messes up the dating experience, like seeing experience? I can't say seeing experience, but let's say the dating experience for a lot of us.
So I think to put more perspective on the topic, so the dating experience will then cover going out on dates, actually being exclusive, blah blah blah. So that way, when I'm answering your question, it's kind of like right. So, do I think sex ruins the dating experience? So I think it's I don't think there's a one set in stone rule where like, oh yeah, sex does ruin the experience.
for you.
So for me in particular, I would say it ruins it sometimes maybe for the person. I mean, for me, it makes no difference as such. Yeah. Except like sex experience is actually really horrible. Where it's like, yeah, there's no way I can be with this person because I'm not trying to cheat in the first place. So if the sex isn't gonna be good enough, that's already like the biggest red flag I need to. I'm just like, yeah, you know what?
So you care about if it's good or not?
Yeah, definitely. Because to me, that's like the condition. Because stay faithful.
The reason I was asking is because I noticed it's something like you said in this self-discovery journey as a man. Obviously, sex can mess up a relationship.
Yep.
Where there's some girls you were cool with, you liked each other, then maybe sex happened and all that.
Yeah.
Now the dynamic is not the same because obviously you
guys had sex, yeah.
So it's like there's a bit of now friction or all that going away, and I've noticed that. But then it's like I had to nip it in the butt, whereby, like you say, I address what it is, whether we're seeing each other, still single, having fun, or dating. Right. And I've noticed with those uncomfortable conversations comes more peace.
Because there's more clarity.
Yes. But it's a very uncomfortable conversation to have.
Yep.
But even with that moving forward now, like in Lagos, as much as we're trying to be as political as we be, it's still never going to turn out that way in Lagos. Like in the end, somehow, some way, you're going to get heartbroken or something until, like you say, you make it official. Because I know for me, dating in Lagos this year, my eyes have seen hell on a real. Like, I've experienced shit with girls outside and all, and I've had my stories. But here in Lagos, it's like, you really sometimes as a man, I can't speak for other, but me, there's times I've experienced shit that I've asked a girl, like, wait, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, what is wrong with you? Like, what are you thinking? Because let's say, for example, I'll give an example. Yeah. I'll give another story. I don't like sharing personal experiences, but it's for us to learn. So again, there was this girl I was seeing. Everything was going good. And you know how sometimes you want to date somebody outside your circle, or should I say see somebody outside your circle, like she don't know my friends, I don't know her friends. It's good. Let's introduce each other as new entities, a new chapter,
nice fresh slate,
especially in Lagos. So I'm thinking everything is all good and shit. I go to a party, right? So in that party now, the guy invited me and all that. So I'm saying, I bet, like, okay, it'll be a chill thing. I don't know his history, you know, like nothing like that. And even when I asked the girl, I said, you still talking to any of your exes and all that? She said, nah, we good and good. I see her at the party. So in my head, I'm like, oh shit, you ain't told me you come to a party because I said, what are you doing this weekend? She said she going out with a friend, but all right, fair enough.
Yeah.
She at the house. Come to find out, the guy's her ex. Now, again, there's two sides of this. We just seeing each other, as you said, so there's no issue.
Yeah, no commitments.
However, we had a conversation about
that kind of leads you to a certain direction. Yeah.
You understand, like, and now I'm seeing you with your ex. You understand
the same
stuff like that.
Talking to.
Or there's situations where if we're seeing or talking, I'm asking you, yo, you trying to come out tonight? Oh, I'm not going out. Or what are you doing tonight? Oh, I'm not doing anything. Next thing you know, I catch you outside, and catching you outside, you with somebody else. Who you with? Who you with? And the thing is, especially for me in the entertainment space, there's times I've gone clubbing that girls I've invited out. Not all the time, but like some girls I'm talking, especially like if it's, and the thing is, I don't care. It's not for every girl. It's like certain girls I'm talking to. I'm asking, what are you doing tonight? I don't know if I'm going out. I don't think I'm going out. Again, she doesn't realize the work I'm in. She knows I'm in that light, but she doesn't know like how deep I'm in it. Next thing you know, I'll go out. I see you on the table with another nigga I know. Because that's another thing about dating in Lagos is that for us, people don't realize how hard it is to date as a young guy here. Because you are competing. Yep. It's not even about the competition, constantly. But you're competing against your age mates,
the younger ones,
your age mates 10 years older than you, 20 years older than you, 30 years older than you, 40 years older than you. The young ones are still behind you.
Yep.
So what piece, especially as a young guy, it's not like America or the West where even for us as young guys, the hustle for us is double, triple because we know where we are. In the West, on the other hand, I'm not saying it's easy, but there's systems in place that a young person can still hold their own. We can hold our own here, but you get what I mean by double, triple.
Yep.
So in that, you're now trying to do your shit dates. On top of that, you're competing, like I said, against the older folks and all that are already established. That, like you said, we talked about it earlier, how some girls like going for, especially in Lagos, dating in Lagos is funny because if as a single guy, you're not single to them.
Yeah.
Which makes no damn sense, but you're not single to them. But then the married guy or guy with a babe, once he tells you...
Is it more reliable as a single?
Does it make... Do you see how I'm already getting frustrated as a single guy right now?
So the thing is, you mentioned something that is very interesting because I have a personal experience with that. Competing with older guys. Now... Guys don't talk about this much because I know guys generally have ego and they just would not.
Gotta protect some people too.
Yep.
Gotta protect
some people's fathers too. Yeah. So, anyways, for the sake. So the thing is, guys don't regularly like to talk about this, but it's actually a thing where you try to see someone. In fact, we're now in a place where typically almost every girl has sugar daddy. We're now in that place in Lagos dating.
Just for disclaimer, I don't like assuming all.
Oh no, see so like I said, typical thing until proven innocent.
Fair.
Yeah. So it's like you walk in.
Because some girls are making money. I can't like that. I've been like,
of course. Oh no, so even the ones who make money, see, there's nobody that likes making money that does not like comforts. Anyone that makes money would never turn down free money. That's the truth. If the free money comes with inconvenience, however, they'll be like, nah, we good. But if it's free money, hey, nobody turns down free money. So I walk in thinking, you have sugar daddy until proven you do not have sugar daddy. It's the truth.
So you say that with every. Yeah. So you said for every girl in Lagos you meet, you assume there's a sugar daddy until proven innocent.
And I'll tell you why this is a consideration, right? Because in the end, you're thinking. I mean, most girls would think, "What's your business? Sugar daddy has nothing to do with you." Now. Here's where I have the problem. See, especially if you're like a young, responsible guy who you see yourself trying to take care of the person you want to date or be with or whatever it is. So it means whatever she needs, I'm going to have to like be ready to take care of it and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I mean, except I'm a lazy ass, irresponsible guy. I would never be okay with the fact that somebody else is doing what I should be doing. Now, it even comes down to a bit of an ego thing where it's like, okay, so even when she's talking with her friends, she's like, oh, this new bag, oh, it was daddy this that got it for me, it was daddy that. And then they're looking at, so what's that your small boyfriend now doing?
You see, that thing affected me at first. But one thing I realized it doesn't anymore is because it doesn't, in terms of, in Lagos, that sugar daddy that's doing all that shit now. Like you said, a lot of girls do have sugar daddies that they're not doing shit. They're just collecting money, which is fair. But some guys fall into that trap of letting it affect them to the point that you start going out of your way to get money for the wrong reasons.
Oh, my G. Like I said, if you love a babe...
We see it.
If you love a babe, you'll get there.
And the thing is,
So
I
don't
for me,
love the babe.
That's
what
what, and for me, it's like I'm not. I would rather go out my comfort zone to get money for myself than for a girl. And I feel like a lot of young guys fall under that pressure that you're trying to get money for other reasons, including babes. Maybe there's obviously for yourself still, but there's for girls and all that you start losing yourself or doing things you're not supposed to just to get that bar. We can't compete against these guys have 20. Not that you can't compete, that you can't get money. You can make money. A lot of young guys are making money.
Yeah, of course.
But to some people that want to be on the level these guys are at, bro, they're 20 years ahead of you.
Do you know how much time factor they've had against you to actually?
And now I say you can still make money, but there's a time factor.
Yes.
It's like when you even sit down, like for example, I work with a lot of OGs and all that, right? And even me too, I was falling on that pressure. Like, you see what they have, you see how they use, and even me, I'll be like, some days, like, damn, man, like, I wish I had this shit. But then, if they really tell you their story, you'll be like, wait, I'm even further than you than at this age than you were.
Yep.
So there's low-key still hope that I can even get it faster and all that.
I know. You know what I think we should hammer on a little bit? Let's talk a little more about what the expectations are, because I think we're now getting there. What do these Lagos babes actually expect from a typical Lagos date?
I can't lie. I thought I said guy or date.
No.
Because with dates, it depends on the guy. For me, the dates I've been on, or when I go out with a girl, every girl's had fun. Okay. So far, thank God.
What do you think they expected? Do you think
nothing? Because like I said, I made
for me. I set
a foundation.
Tell us what kind of dates you went on. Let's start with that.
Different. I've been on dinner dates, arcade dates, beach dates. Okay. I've been on one picnic date.
Where did you have a picnic in Lagos? You have to share that location for me.
Banana.
Fair enough. So
but it's like
dead picnic, but still picnic.
It was finesse, but so I like doing different shit. But like again, what I said from the beginning was that me and you can be friends first. Let's talk. Let's get to know each other. Let's maybe even hang out somewhere first and all that before we go. And the thing is, I don't even like considering them dates. I'm just like, let's go out, because I don't like to even set any expectation. Because know how earlier I said, like, even though I'm not trying to do anything serious right now, I still would like to date a girl I find very, very attractive, or her personality is mad that, like, I want to get to know this girl more.
So you're going to want to keep taking her out on dates, right?
Depending on who she is, if it goes well, like there's some girls now, like we've been on one date and it went well, but we like, okay, we're better off as friends. So it's not like we can't go out, but we won't call it dating. And there's some girls now that have been on a date that's like, I want to see you again. And it's more like, okay, that dating will talk like, let me see you again and all that.
This sounds interesting to me. Okay, so if it's someone you're cool with and you definitely want to go like on a second, third, fourth date with, how do you guys tackle Valentine's Day?
What do you mean?
Like, is she going to end up being your Valentine?
I don't got no Valentine. Unfortunately,
damn, man. Men are scum.
No, it's not men are scum. It's just being honest. Like, it's not to say I can't, for example, it's not to say I can't send flowers to somebody.
So you definitely don't feel the pressure, because you do know that.
If I want to send, like, for example, for Valentine's Day, I'm allowed to do whatever I want now.
Yeah, of course.
I'm gonna send flowers to whoever I want to. You won't know, but they will know.
That's the beauty of it.
And I'm allowed to, but there's no pressure on me to do anything, because I've not talked to a girl or sold that dream that it's you I want and all that. Now, there's some girls I really liked, and I've made it known I really like them. And maybe there's just a point that we're just not aligned, or it's just timing and all that. But it doesn't mean I still can't like them and all that. You get. So as I said, for Valentine's Day, I can do whatever I want. But to say somebody's Valentine's Day, well, let me not say somebody's expecting, because they could be, and I'm just not.
Yeah, because Valentine's is around the corner.
Because
right?
somebody can say, I expected what?
So the reason I'm saying this is this, right? So I find that there are two different spectra on how Lagos babes think and how Lagos guys think, right? And it all comes down to the dating scene generally, right? So I feel like once you've like taken a girl out on like 4 or 5 dates, right, and you guys are kind of like gelling.
I'm about to say that 4 or 5. You see, you just revealed one of our secrets as men.
Well, we don't do 4 or 5 dates?
No, that's what I'm saying. The fact you took her on 4 or 5 dates
means that she's already someone.
Exactly.
Yeah, but at the same, at the same time. Now here's the tricky thing. At the same time, there's no commitment to it. You guys are not actually dating.
Bro, you took her on 4 dates.
But you're still not dating.
I ain't saying, if I'm taking any girl on 4 dates, you're not going any. You're somebody I want.
So now we say that, but this is where women say Lagos men are scum. Because I actually know firsthand guys who would be taking. In fact, what am I saying? They will fly the girl out. Let's do things. Let's do. It could even, but that could be on the initial ginger. Maybe by the time they do the deed, they knock and all that. Valentine's around the corner, bro. His number is not going through.
So you see what I meant by sex changes everything.
So to some people, yes, right. So that's why we're talking about the Lagos dating scene, because for some people they are dating, going on dates so they could smash.
Yeah.
Let me take her out to this lunch. Let me take her out to this dinner. Let me take her out to this,
club.
It could even be
Club.
live cinema show. It could even be terra culture where
You're being a bit particular.
or maybe
You're being a bit particular, sir.
I'm just talking about people's
But you
experiences.
give me an
please, not
idea.
me.
Thank
I'm
you.
a
You
single
give me an
guy. I'm a
idea.
virgin,
Thank you.
please. Yeah, please. Purely virgin. Thank you very much. So it could even be that, you call her and her friends to come out to Zoria based on, let her know that there's funding. Let her know you are a funds daddy, But the truth is, you're done, you knock the babe. Bro, you don't even regard her. This is literally Lagos dating scene back to back.
But this is why I say
People just date to knock,
But
to date to knock.
but it's not dating then.
But that's what it is in Lagos.
It's because
It's crazy. So it's not dating, but you want to tell that
here's
to the
my
average
own.
Lagos
Rather
guy?
because here's what I'm annoyed by. It's like you're fucking up the game for all of us in terms of.
And that's the truth.
I'd
But we can't do anything about it.
rather guys actually be honest and say, yo, if you want to take her out and shit, take her out. But let it be known what you want to do. Because the more you keep fucking around doing this same bullshit you're doing, you're messing up the mentality for all of them. Which comes back to us about how I said that most single guys here don't actually enjoy.
Yeah.
Because as much as we're single, especially if you're an attractive guy, and there's nothing wrong. I've noticed something too. When you're attractive in Nigeria, it's like almost like a stigma on your head. Like, this one already. It's like, bro, like chill.
Let me show you my personal experience, right? So every time someone asks me if I'm single, and I say yes, the first thing is like, why do Lagos men lie?
I don't have time for that bullshit anymore.
Why do Lagos men lie?
No,
You can tell me if you have a babe, I'll be cool with it. I'm just like, okay, so you want me to lie?
You know what's funny? Girls, in fact, you know what? I've started even crossing those girls out in terms of if I tell you I'm single and you're still fighting the fact that I'm not, you're done. Like you're off my list because the fact that I have to now, like you said, convince you.
You know,
I don't have
this
time
thing
for
you
that
said is
bullshit
very
no more.
interesting because this was literally what I was ready to touch on: Lagos dating and people's projections.
What do you mean?
So by projecting, say for example, a girl has, gone on dates with one guy for multiple times, and she found out maybe on the third date that he's actually married. He's been saying he's single, he's actually married, right? Now let me tell you what happens. Maybe she does this the first guy, she does it the second guy, same thing. Find out he's married.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden she also hears from her friends that, oh my God, Lagos married men in particular. So when it comes to you or me, for example, now we're sincere guys trying to take you on a date, trying to get to know you. I saw you, you're cute, but I want to know if it's more than that, right? So that's the essence of the dates.
And even if I did take another girl, if you ask me, are there any other girls? I'm single and I am dating.
Exactly.
The same way you are single
and you're
and you
seeing
can
other people.
date too.
Yes. Now, let me tell you what happens. Now, they're already imagining that this one might be married to, because apparently there's a marriage face.
What do you mean there's a
I
marriage?
don't even know what it is, bro. But people
Maybe
just
that's
tell
you,
me,
Shao. Nobody's
people
told me
just
I'm
tell
married. Everybody
people
just looks.
tell me you look married. You look like you should. You look like you have a wife already.
Actually,
if you don't have wife, you have serious girlfriend.
It's the suit.
My God.
It's the suit. Because even now, even me, I look like a bachelor based off young guy. You look like a well brought up young man.
Oh my
has
goodness.
a nice girlfriend
I'm
or
dead.
wife at home
I'm
and all
dead.
that. Mature.
I'm dead. So yeah, like people just come up with that, that projection that this one must be married. I already know he's lying to me. Sometimes they come out straight to me and say it, right? Which then makes it easier, sort of, because then I have to just let them know. Look, if you know anyone that's claiming me, call them now and ask them if they're really dating me. And if that's not the case, then they just keep it inside. And then I find that their mannerisms are benched off of everything that they're thinking, right?
Yeah.
So they're projecting the fact that their previous dates were these men that just lied to them back to back, maybe to sleep with them, I don't know. And this is, I tell you this is literally typical Lagos date.
So you know what's
scene.
funny? It's the same thing, but opposite for me. Where how they portray you as married.
Yeah.
Me, they portray me as I'm on streets 24/7, especially with my line of work. And I always
I can
tell
also
them,
see it. Yes.
But the funny thing, there's two things I always say, and I always joke with women. One, my dick is not free.
It's not. It shouldn't
Because sometimes women forget men have standards too. It's not easy.
No, other men are messing it up.
As much as we have standards, we're easy. In terms of we're very easy. You can touch us like this. Like we're ready. Fair. However, there's a point as men, especially attractive young men like us, that we've experienced women, we get approached by women. So it's like you two, there's a boundary and thing you said that is like it's not every girl. You get what I'm saying? Like for me now, I told one girl the other day, I said, look, you're always saying I'm on streets. have I ever moved to any of your friends, or have any of your friends ever talked about me? She was thinking. Said, have you actually ever heard my name on streets? You know how sometimes they'll say this person's name on
yes,
street?
that's.
Have you ever heard my name on street? She kept quiet.
If I had $1 for every time.
She kept quiet. Another girl I asked the same thing, kept quiet. Like, worst case, you bring up a story from, like, even one time, one girl tried to say, wasn't it this girl? I was like, young woman, I was 21 years old. I am 30. I'm about to be 30. Do you see how many lives, you know how many lives I've lived?
Yeah,
you understand?
yeah.
I'm here trying to tell you directly what I'm about. And you see how even earlier we already addressed us as men. Like, look, if we're not even doing anything serious, but we like her, we can have those conversations at this age. Yet you are still portraying all this stuff on me that, like I say, by the time I break this wall, like we said earlier, why won't I want to leave? Because I've had to use, at the same time, women are going to say, why did you stay in the first place? She's fine. She's cool people. Like another girl, you just gave me an example now. One girl, she's my G though. Like, she's actually my G now though. Like, as I said, there's some girls like you end up being good friends. This girl and I, it's like we hated each other the whole time we were seeing each other. Why I stayed, I don't know. It was my first time in a toxic situation.
Right.
It's fair. It was fun, but
it's never fun when you.
It was fun, but it's like. At first, she liked me, but it's like Lagos women too. Like some of them will move to you. Some of them will act like they hate you when they like you. I don't understand it. That's another.
I have one.
I don't know why you guys do that. Like, if you like me, like, don't start having attitude with me or giving me back. Like, what are you having? You like me?
Literally the littlest thing.
You like me?
It's like, wow, I can't believe you did this. Did
what?
What did I do?
And then on top of that, now, so she started giving me attitude. Obviously, the girl stuff.
The worst one is the assumptions. When like they think you've done something. Then they get angry based off of that.
And that's why I said, like, from that, I was in that situation for a few months. Then, like you say, by the time I broke the walls down, this girl was actually the most cool girl I've ever met. That's why I said she's my G now.
Always like
but unfortunately, because you're my G now, I can't see you in that romantic way. Even if we've kissed and now that you're gorgeous, it's because I've seen that side of you now that it's like, if we're in a relationship,
you're gonna start ticking off on every little thing,
bro.
Yeah, I get it.
Sometimes they don't see these perspectives that we talk about. So it's just Lagos men. It's like, have you ever looked inwards?
So wait, so quick one now, right? Have you ever been like outrageously billed on a date? I'll give you my example though, so I can give you some perspective.
Define what we mean by outrageously.
All right, so I'll give you an example. So I think my most expensive date must have been like, wasn't that much, but let's say maybe like 100K. And to be fair, this is a lot for a place you're going out to just eat and chill. Right? This is not a club night. This is not a. I mean,
just dinner.
Yeah, just as much as everyone wants to like claim that. Oh yes, 100K is not.
Sorry,
plenty money. I'm sorry, but
no. I'll be the first to tell you. All of you need to stop lying to yourselves because 100K, no matter who you are, unless you are a millionaire in terms of dollars.
Even then, perspective-wise, 100K is a lot to spend on a one meal.
Yeah,
let's be honest. On one meal.
It's not say, by the way, when I say that, it's not saying you can't spend it, but I'm just saying, like, let's be real.
Yeah, I mean, I won't say the where, right? Just so we don't step on any toes. Fair. However, it's so it was, of course, one of the typical places in VI. And yeah, I'm gonna say.
Why do I feel like I know the name already?
So
we'll continue.
And it wasn't even like, so again, I was good for it, right? Which is why I'm like, order what you want and stuff like that. But when order what you want is also like, okay, let me actually see if she's here for just the chow and be going, or we're here to actually meet and talk. Bruh. She already, and now this is what I hate, right? I hate when you order stuff and can't eat. So in my mind, I'm already thinking, sorry, the way I said stereotype for guys? In my mind, I'm already thinking, if you're ordering, I cannot eat, and you're already saying, okay, pack this for me, but let me order something else. I'm thinking, you have some 3 girls in Lekki.
I was just about to say, she's not packing it for herself. She's not packing it for herself.
I mean, I didn't grow up today. Do you get it? So, but I'm like, you know what? Based on the fact that I called you out on a date, it wasn't like you were the one who asked me. I asked you out on the date, so no wahala. She was ordering ribs, ordering steak. I mean, you know how expensive these things are. But I'm like, it's fine. I called you out. I'm good for it.
Okay, fair.
Order like 3-4 cocktails. I'm just thinking, okay, cool. I kid you not. That's probably like, I would say that is top 2 worst date experiences I've had. Of course, it goes without saying that the minute I dropped out of block.
But you see, and I love how you do. I respect you for doing that, because the last experience I had in Lagos with that is what made me change my mentality of dating. Same thing as you. This was a while ago, and this is what the girl that did this is what made me change. And she's the one that said, "Let's go out." She invited me out. So I bet, because, IJ,
We'll get to that actually.
IJGB time, I was visiting Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet. Where do you want to go? Let's go. And one thing women need to realize, if a man asks you out, money really doesn't matter to us. It shouldn't, child. Like, for any guy, at least in a woman's defense, if you're a guy and you ask a girl out, whatever she asks for, you should be ready to afford because you asked her out.
Yeah.
So fair. Now, this girl asked me out, but I'm ready to pay for the whole bill because obviously, no matter what, I'm out.
You're ready, yeah.
But then my problem was, and also I was younger at that time, but my problem was when you get there now, start ordering the whole menu, like you said. So at that point now, there's a point that I'm like, wait, hold on. This ain't just for you now, because even me, I'm seeing what you're ordering and all that. So like you said, bill came, stupid bill. I ain't gonna lie to you. That time, I paid for half the bill. I left. I ain't gonna lie. I was younger. Like, don't get me wrong. I was young. I'm not saying it's right, but I was young. But bill came. It was one stupid amount. Obviously, at that age, I'm like, oh,
just like, nah,
so I paid for half of the bill because what did I even what I ordered was not even up to
half of it. Yeah,
bro. And I ate. I had a drink. But then this girl saying, I want to take from my friends and all that. I paid for half and I left because I was like, it's not me you're about to use. So even now fast forward at this age, I don't look at price anymore in terms of if I ask a girl on a date, it's because she's actually a girl I like. Yeah. So the fact I'm asking her out, whatever she wants to do or whatever I want to do, I can afford it. So I've been lucky in that regard. Like, the girls I go on dates with are my friends. However, there have been some situations that, I won't call it a date, but when like a girl meets you at the club and all that, and you are hoping it'll be a good night. Not even like after the club, like you're in the club, how are you? And you've spent, this much. I've had those kind of bad dates where it's like, oh, come out with me and all that, thinking she's cool.
Come out with me, never ever.
And especially when some people have alcohol in their system.
Yeah. Let me show you my worst date experience. I actually have a worst date experience. I think it happened like 2 years ago. I mean, obviously, it goes without saying I don't talk to this person anymore, right? Right. So this was someone that we had gone on a first date, right? Mm-hmm. Everything seemed forced. At that point, I was like, nah, you know what, it's cool. But then I'm like, you know what, hold on, maybe that was just an off day.
It's because she's fine, wasn't she?
She's a babe, of course, yeah. Okay. So I'm like, yeah, maybe it's just an off day. So I text her and I'm like, you know what, I think that first day was kind of off. Should we try this one more time? Now, this is me obviously asking her on the day. And she's like, you know what? She thinks so too. Okay, cool. And this is someone who, she seems cool to everybody. So I'm like, okay, so maybe I'm just the one who just caught her on the wrong day.
Yeah.
And then I invite her to lunch. Now, of course, she agrees. She picks the time, picks the day, everything. So, again, another restaurant in VI, separate from this other restaurant.
You have a problem with restaurants in VI, and I feel like I know some, but another topic for another day.
So so this was during the day, right? So she's meant to come. So I got to I think the timing we agreed to meet was 2 p.m. Mm-hmm. So I got there at 2 p.m. and it was 1 p.m. actually. Mm-hmm. So I got there at 1 p.m. and I had a meeting for 4 o'clock, so I meant to leave at 3:30. So of course, if my meeting is at 4, the date is for 1, but it's good enough time, right? So I got there at 1, and then she's like, oh, she's getting ready, she's on the way. I mean, typical, because I'm like, okay, it's cool, fine, no problem. It was like 1:45. At first, I already ordered a drink for myself. Mm-hmm. I'm like, you know what, let me just order a starter just while I'm meeting. 2 p.m., 1 hour had gone by. I'm like, bro, what's going on? 2:30. Bro, by 2:45, she texts me. She's like, "Oh, she's on her way now. Can I please just like order the food for when she gets there?"
So this is an hour to pass.
An hour to pass, yes.
All right.
No, hear this. I order the food, right? And then she doesn't get to me till about 3:30. Well, 3:25. So basically, I have to leave in like 5 minutes because my meeting's for 4. Mm-hmm. And Lagos, I have to leave 30 minutes before. So she gets there. In fact, as soon as she's like, oh my God, sorry. I'm like, yeah, sure, it's good, cool. As soon as this was meant to be a makeup date.
Yeah, that was
a previous trash date. Now, as soon as she gets there, sits down, her food gets in almost like, because I already pre-ordered it. So it gets in like, just like 5 minutes after she gets in, she sits down. Mm-hmm. And so she's saying all these things. And I'm just like, she's trying to have normal conversations. You know how like you're just trying to brush everything out. I'm just like, yeah. All I'm thinking is, okay, so I have to leave like now.
I'm skipping.
So when I'm getting ready to leave, and then she's like, okay, so you're going to sort out the bill, right?
Ladies, hold on. Before we continue, ladies, let me just say something.
Yeah.
Again, as a man, if I ask you out, you don't need to worry about the bill. But there's a certain tone some Lagos women use. It's like, you're sorting out the bill, right?
It's not even
like
just,
you're basically testing him.
It's not even just that.
Are you sick?
My problem was even that we practically didn't even come for the date. Like,
it's free food you came for.
I pay for the food, but I have to leave like now. Meaning that it's free food you came for. Because I'm gonna pay for the food while you chill and eat while I'm going for my meeting. This was meant to be a date. And then she now goes oblivious as to why I'm upset.
She knows, and that's another thing. We said it on one episode that Lagos women are smarter than they appear.
Because in my mind, I'm thinking, if you think the money is the reason I'm upset, then no wahala. Like, if you don't think you've done anything in particular wrong, then like, it's cool.
That's why you should date friends in terms of get to know these women. Because when you don't, you see, I told somebody this the other day. Fine girl means nothing to me anymore.
Nothing.
Because in this Lagos,
absolutely nothing.
If you see, by the time we step out in Lekki here, you'll see fine woman. There's fine.
Let me tell you, I don't even see
everywhere.
I don't see fine women anymore. I just see bills. I mean, see that bill. I'm like, you mean see that bill?
I don't,
because that's all it is.
I would hope we don't categorize them as bills, but
that's what it is at this point.
So
now.
I don't see
because I mean, listen to that experience. That was definitely a bill for me.
Let me ask you a question though,
Yeah.
and there's something I was going to get to again. Did you actually know? You're not wrong in it too. Because again, me too. I've been there. Mm-hmm. But did you actually know her enough that you could expect that happening, or it was still a shock because you didn't know her?
It was a huge shock.
Fair.
Huge shock because one, it was an atonement date, right? So if we're trying to atone for the first time the date don't work out, in my mind I'm thinking even if we're not like seeing in the same vibe, you would at least respect me to meet at like early enough. You could even be 1 hour late. That's fine. You were 2 hours late. And then you couldn't even as much as say, okay, you know what, it's fine. You don't even talk about me paying. As in, you shouldn't even open your mouth.
Mouth to
say, like,
it's rude. Are you rude?
The fact that she even says to your sister, I see, bro, if you, as in,
sometimes,
if there was a camera filming me,
bro, I tell some girls like,
I would have been a meme by now.
I tell some girls like, especially if we're out, like, not that I tell them, but in my head, I'm like, again, I asked you out. You don't need to ask about the bill. But if you ask me, like, okay, let me not say that because there are two sides of it. There's some girls that ask about the bill because they're actually ready to pay.
Yes.
And even me, I respect them.
But that's you asking for the bill, not saying, so you're going to sort out
exactly. No, you're sorting out like, okay, I'm ordering whatever else. Because here's another thing I wanted to bring up now about dating in Lagos. And, I read this thing about how women, there was some post on social media like, all these men say they like dates but can't even plan one. About planning dates. I told girls, like, the stage I'm at right now, it's not that I can't plan dates, but for us that we're always on the hustle, I'm a very spontaneous nigga.
So like, sometimes you can.
Let me give you an example. Look at today now. We've been recording now. We're doing work. We've been recording for hours.
Yeah.
So even me, we've not touched our phones.
Yes.
But I'm the kind of person that after this now, I'm on a good
you
vibe.
Want to catch up?
I want to go eat or somewhere. So if I'm there, I can hit up a friend. Yo, you want to come out and eat? You want to go do
and
this?
That is a
and
date.
Some girls get upset with that saying, why are you messaging me last minute?
Yeah.
No, sweetheart, I've been busy all day, but I want to go out. I want your company. Would you want to come? Yes or no? I'll cover your transport. I'm paying. You're not paying for anything. Show up. We already know each other. But you're saying it's a problem.
So, unfortunately, because we don't have a lot of time left, which always happens in every single episode. So I think we could kind of wrap it up with what we feel guys should do on dates or do not do on dates, or guys should not do on dates moving forward. Just
what
advices from just advices from us, for example. Are we saying
that don't go on a date without getting to actually know her? Because even for now, one thing I just realized to come on the point is that dating now for us is mainly social media, then getting to see you.
Yep.
In terms of you see a beautiful girl on Insta, TikTok, whatever, you text. And even texting, you don't really know the person until you physically see. So it's like try and actually get to know her, that, try and bump into her out or even do a casual friend date friend dates. There's also friend dates.
Yeah.
Try and do a friend date first that you get to know her. That way if this is a girl I actually want to be taking out on dates. Because some of these girls may shock you, my brother. They look fine, but...
So for me, I would say, it might be the opposite of yours. I would say, for me, my advice is, if you're good for it, like, you're ready to cover the bills and whatnot, depending on the person, because you kind of know who you're talking to know where you're going to take them, right? So depending on who you're talking to, if you're going to take them out on a date. Take them out on a date that's a decent date, that you know is your standard as well. I feel like a lot of kind of worms always get opened when you take people out on dates like that, because you can see some decorum. Some people are rude with waiters. Some people are like just generally not, composed in any way. If you end up like not doing that before, if you end up knowing them first in quotes before you actually take them out on that, then that ends up becoming a huge shocker for you, because it's like I thought
it's a funny advice I give guys. Take her on a minimum date first.
You could do that as well.
So,
I was going to say that as well.
I've been on days where I'm like, okay, let's
it
go
could
to
even
the
be
beach.
ice cream. It could be ice cream.
Bro, there's one time I went on a date to the beach, right? But it wasn't like Elisha over the top.
Yeah,
it was
just like
casual beach, like
yeah,
Takwa and all that. Obviously, she's not going to know how much I paid. And even if I'm still pink, like I bought drinks, all that stuff.
You guys will
but
have fun.
It was a casual, let's actually talk, get to know each other kind of shit. But we had fun doing it. Like, we went to dance, we went to chill, we went to hang out. So from that way, you've seen a side of me that's real and it's not. Some guys make the mistake that, especially in Lagos, you go and do at the fine dining, the most expensive restaurant.
Where she has to make sure that her bag is showing.
Exactly. Or Zoya.
Then take pictures.
You take her to Zoya for the first dates now.
No.
And that's what I'm saying. Sometimes guys shoot themselves in the foot. The first date, you've taken out Zoya to impress her.
You have to stay.
You've now set a stupid standard that you can't afford because now you want to say, oh, I'm a boss. And she too. But
that's why I said if you're good for it, do what you're good for, so you can actually sustain that. If it's like you're good at like taking her to like, maybe it could even be that you guys just go out on like outdoor type setting dates, right?
There's not a lot
where it's just like so no, there are a few places now that do some of those outdoor. You're not going to spend too much, but at the same time, it's not cheap either, right? So if you can do that, then I say do that. Get to know the person, then you guys can either escalate
and be honest with her, man. Like if you know your intention, is like, I'm trying to hit and smash. Tell her. It might be harsh. She might not like it, but if she's down for it, she'll tell you.
I mean, don't tell her you want to smash, but you can just let her know your intentions.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
I'm not looking for anything serious.
Respectfully,
I'm just trying to be casual. If she's trying to ask you what casual means, and of course let her know, okay, you know what, I'm just trying to be, maybe we're just going to be physical a little bit, we'll have sex, still hang out a few times. If she's not good for it, she's not good for it. And that's just...
And I don't mind. And the thing is, it'll shock you. The more honest you are, the more willing the woman will be. Like, it's very straight up. And
I think that's our motto now. It's going to be our motto moving forward. Be honest with yourself. It's literally the number one rule to making sure you don't get yourself in shit. So yeah.
No, there's a lot we can stay on this topic, but thank you guys for tuning in as usual. This is Menisms, the new podcast about, again, Nigerian men. Even though we're saying all men, we're Nigerian. We're trying to break a stereotype by starting Nigerian men being honest about certain conversations. I am Michael Sonario,
and I'm Murewa Unkoya.
Follow our social media handles and come back again next week because we have more crazy topics to talk about.
All right.